Youth for a Second Chance has been working throughout the summer to shine light on the juvenile justice system, advocating for the element of restorative justice to be added to our current system to help people to realize the weight of their actions, place value on their experiences, and successfully reintegrate back into society. We learned what issues cause formerly incarcerated youth from becoming accepted, successful members of society. Our two interns, Cameron and Max, working alongside high school volunteers from North County, Lucas, Henry, Taylor, Ty, and Sienna, were guided by our dedicated mentor, Bobby, the Director of Restorative Justice for the Roman Catholic Diocese of San Diego. We chose to educate people on the school-to-prison pipeline by producing a narrative format podcast miniseries. Through interviews with those holding close connections to our juvenile justice system and local schools, our podcast takes you through the school-to-prison pipeline and highlights how youth are cycled from classroom to the courtroom. SFI has given us the opportunity and tools to create meaningful change and spark the passion needed to get started.
We are Nemo Javika, the Social Fabric Initiative's thread on LGBTQ+ education and advocacy. As a thread, our group's main goal was to approach our project with positivity in a way that would also acknowledge the historic marginalization and struggles of the LGBTQ+ community in San Diego. Our goal was to also educate the public about the LGBTQ+ community while acknowledging different identities, as well as promoting tolerance and acceptance for the community. Lastly, we wanted to learn more about becoming the best allies we could be. While focusing on these themes, our thread began to formulate the idea of putting on a fashion show as a way to foster learning and acceptance of all identities. We wanted our project to influence those who may not know much about this community's issues and bring them into the fold. We each took on tasks to get a venue, promote our event, organize food, and work with people to model and speak, sharing their experiences and stories. The end goal is to create an event that lets people be their authentic selves and learn more about each other. Our wonderful mentors Jen and Fernando from San Diego Pride connected us with different individuals and groups that were interested in participating in the event. While the fashion show has not happened yet, we will be hosting it this weekend at Dojo Cafe in City Heights and would love for all of you to be in attendance and see the hard work of our three amazing volunteers, Vika, Jaden, and Nicole, and two interns, Cameron and Molly.
The harmful environmental effects of plastic pollution and wasting water resources is often misconstrued. With that in mind, we decided to raise awareness about the sources of plastic pollution and the everyday things ordinary San Diegans can do to help create a brighter future for our environment and take back our seas. To show them how our simple actions can affect something as complex as the ocean. Though we are all connected to our environment, especially here in the coastal city of San Diego, there is a disconnect between how we use plastic and how that affects the world around us. With the help from Mitch, our mentor from the Surfrider Foundation San Diego chapter, we attended beach cleanups and shared helpful information with those volunteering. Mitch helped us work with restaurants in the city to create more ocean-friendly policies and practices. SFI gave us the experience of working through the brainstorming process and seeing our ideas become our actions. Through engaging with people in our community, we saw that social change is all about connections. The connections we have to each other and the world around us make a bigger impact than we realize.
SFI gave our thread an opportunity to be the decision makers and leaders in a community change project we believed in. The public art thread came together to work towards making a difference and bring change to an issue going on in our community. We decided to change the bullying campaign by accepting that while you cannot stop bullying, you can contain it. By approaching the bully and intervening in a positive way, we can focus on making sure the bully is consciously aware of their actions. Our project seeks to inspire witnesses to contain bullying through motivational imagery via clothing, accessories, and a public mural. Our goal was to raise awareness around the roles people play in bullying and help them realize the larger effect that bullying can have on someone. Overcoming logistical hurdles and the challenges of working with the city government to get our mural approved, SFI gave us the opportunity to be leaders on a project and think outside the box to create healing through art.
After connecting with our mentor Sarah, founder of Compassionate, we joined together to focus on social justice issues and create change in our community. By becoming the social emotional learning thread, we believe that so many problems in the world could be resolved if we just had compassion for one another. During initial thread meetings, we would brainstorm ideas to address our problem, but realized we weren't all clear on what the problem actually was. Through communication and teamwork, we were able to make progress and soon found that people struggled to share their emotions without feeling like a burden. Together, we decided to host a compliment battle where volunteers would be able to compliment one another and at the end, compliment themselves. Our hope is that when people give compliments as well as receive them, they'll realize that not only they are valued as individuals, but that they are of value to the world. To share this belief with a larger audience, so many more people could see the effect of positive validation, we documented this exercise via film and have spread our message to other youths just like us.
International peace building is the foundation of the very world we live in. It's what allows us to make connections with the world and gain new perspectives on social issues. However, in many countries, there is a social divide between people of different cultures, races, and nationalities. We are Youth Breaking Borders, and through the Social Fabric Initiative, we intend to kick down the invisible walls put up in the minds of people everywhere. SFI gave us the ability to practice our own interest in the field of international peace building. And with this opportunity, we decided to create a film to highlight the unique and diverse population of cultures that are present here in San Diego and Mexico. We visited locations like the Islamic Center of San Diego, the Shifang Buddhist Temple, and Tijuana to learn more about foreign cultures that are just around the corner from us. We hope our film shows others the importance of understanding diverse and foreign cultures, so that they may move closer towards acceptance and the establishment of long-lasting relationships of peace with those around them. As our project came to a conclusion, we began to understand the messages in our film, that no matter the color of our skin or the country we were born in the end, we are all human. And that while a few people can only do so much to make a difference, good deeds, regardless of their magnitude, still have potential to make a positive impact in the lives of others. Through the process of brainstorming, teamwork, and perseverance, we learned anyone can start a chain reaction of compassion and peace in their community.
Jóvenes Trabajando Juntos means youth working together, and together we are rehabilitating our local park in Terrazas del Valle. We, Lucia, Isela, Lady, Israel, and Thread Liaison for our Tijuana Thread, Bianca, formed a group with Ninel and Gabriela, who live in Valle de las Palmas, a community located on the eastern side of Tijuana. The park needs many repairs and long-term care, and our thread organized the community to take part in this effort. As part of the Social Fabric Initiative, we've already been a part of some amazing community events to help start the process. SFI volunteers held an outreach event where we led fun activities for kids and parents. We even hosted a workshop where community members and ourselves learned the process of repurposing tires for fun use in the park. Lastly, we invited the community to join in and help bring the park back to life. Each volunteer took on different roles. Lucia and Ninel led the community activities, Isela took care of preparing the snacks, Lady, with the help of her dad, would estimate the cost of construction, Mariana and her mom led parent engagement, and Israel handled public relations. With workspace provided by Juventud BC and mentorship from Jimenez Borquez, our thread laid the foundation for long-term care of the park so the community continues the rehabilitation. On July 19th, SFI met with Juventud BC, a federal government institution in Mexico, to form a collaboration. As part of this collaboration, our thread has been using their space to work, use the computers, and plan the community activities. This is a perfect space for our thread to meet, as in our community, there are no libraries or coffee shops to work in. With help from Parques Alegres, we hope to create a new space for generations to come.
Community, with an emphasis on unity, comes from our acknowledgement that the lack of social inclusion and acceptance may often cause individuals to seek outlets through violence. In an effort to inspire further inclusivity, our product focuses on building acceptance at an early age to normalize the behavior of embracing others, rather than isolate particular individuals. The product, aimed towards 3rd through 5th graders, is designed to engage students during lunch in a way that values connection with an emphasis on teamwork, creativity, compassion, and friendship, each of which are 4 parts of the Lunchbox Starting Kit. While working with public policy and gun regulation laws were not an option, we wanted to find an active, hands-on solution to engage interaction and building community. Our program focuses on an indirect approach to begin lessening people's desires to act out violently by laying a foundation of togetherness through interactive gameplay. We decided that lunchtime provided an optimal setting, as it is an unstructured time of the day often where isolation of individuals occurs. The implementation of the program is simple. Each box has a basic set of instructions on the back which direct the students to heighten the value of inclusion in the lunchroom. Through this message of inclusion, we hope that the message transcends to everyday life, where it is important to involve and accept others. Community supports awareness and care of fellow students, making it a complementary, proactive tool to help alleviate gun violence towards each other in schools.
Kayla, Kaseba, Iman, and Jaime have hit the ground running with the vision for a social media campaign aimed at girls 18 and under. The purpose of our campaign is to prevent the spread of human sex trafficking by increasing education and awareness in the youth community. Because high school age is the most vulnerable target for human sex trafficking, we felt it was our duty to help our peers stop this issue. Our platform, HSC Youth Action, grew out of our group's belief that social media has the ability to reach people all around the world, especially the youth who connect on it every day. SFI gave us the opportunity to join together with like-minded students to fight a threat that impacts us directly. Using social media for social good, HSC Youth Action will create a network of informed, action-oriented youth, leading the charge on breaking down a global wrong that's right here in San Diego. Human sex trafficking is in our backyards, but it'll stay out of our homes.
Color of Justice focused on the topic of criminal justice reform. We believe that a peaceful society cannot exist without complete racial equality in the judicial systems and all levels of government activity. Working with our mentor Mika Glass, we sought to assuage harmful community and police interactions, as well as inform youth across San Diego County about the issues of racial injustice and how they themselves could become reform advocates. To accomplish this, Color of Justice began to plan a large-scale youth summit event alongside San Diego-based Generation Justice. The event features 3 breakout sessions on the topic of criminal justice reform and protest organization, followed by multiple restorative circles between San Diego law officials and attendees of the event. After, attendees will make care packages alongside law enforcement officials to be passed out to the homeless of San Diego. Lastly, guests will be able to meet representatives of multiple organizations of San Diego who work every day to empower formerly incarcerated persons and any who have been affected by institutionalized racism. Color of Justice hopes that the event will be the perfect medium for passionate youth across the county to meet others who wish to advocate for reform and get in touch with organizations to serve as a means of making change. By inviting law officials to a restorative event, they hope to foster a new trust between the youth of San Diego and those who police our communities.
As the Migration and Border Issues thread, we decided to carry out a project called Documenting the Undocumented, which tells the stories of people who have been directly affected by immigration policy. Throughout the summer, our group has been working to share these stories to bring change to an unjust U.S. immigration system that separates families, prevents people from accessing valuable resources, and results in a society that criminalizes people searching for a better life or fleeing from violence and persecution. The documentary, which features interviews conducted by our volunteers, demonstrates that people in and around the undocumented community are a diverse group who do not share the same story, but whose lives are all interrupted by unjust and corrupt laws. While the stories told in the documentary by no means represent the entire community of undocumented people in San Diego or in the United States, our project aims to build empathy for those whom little empathy is afforded. Volunteers Nusha, Alexandra, Gabriel, and Elon, alongside interns Sean and Bianca, and with the mentorship of Maria, Director of Neighborhood and Community Engaged Partnerships at the university's Mulvaney Center for Community Awareness and Social Action, have produced a documentary that will also be shown at an upcoming fundraiser for the San Diego Border Dreamers organization. SFI has allowed us students to take control of our own project in a meaningful way that brings change to an issue we are very passionate about.